Look at the dog. And much like dogs try and fetch the bone. Let me get that bone. Let's see if this video can find its way onto, uploaded, because TLC apparently love to slap my booty when it comes to my 600-pound life. So, if you're seeing this, then praise the fry gods and the potatoes and all that for allowing this to get through. If not, then who am I speaking to? Do you know what I mean? Let's give this a watch, because I've wanted to do this for a long time, but every single time it just doesn't get through. So, 6 times the charm.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, there's an air con.
I hate my life. I'm so miserable. I hurt all the time.
I'm gonna pause as much as possible. So just expect that, because it's just my way of trying to essentially combat the blockages. However, I used to be a big boy, all right? And I still, to this day, have a big booty, which makes me very much insecure when I go out, when I wear shorts, for example, and having to pull my shirt down so that it covers the booty, because I don't know, man. I'm not an athlete, right? So a lot of footballers have bigger booties, right? Or soccer players, if that's what you call them. But I'm not an athlete, right? So me having a big booty is kind of weird. But regardless, so when I was a bit more on the bigger side, because I'm not saying I'm the slimmest right now, by no stretch of the imagination. However, when I was a lot bigger, I used to ache a lot, right? And even now, sometimes when I walk, my calves are very tight. It's a lot of strain on them. And I know myself, I need to work on my diet. And a lot of binge eating is what I do, especially when something goes wrong, or I'm stressed about YouTube, stressed about my job, stressed about family life. So I do understand in most cases, or I empathize with people. If we're going off the scam victim stuff, for example, I empathize with them. But what they're doing is stupid, and you can't baby them. And in this instance, is very much the same. Whilst I empathize with you, where do we draw the line, right? So I'm interested to see where we go from here. But nevertheless, I went off topic there. I used to hurt a lot, and I still hurt nowadays. Couple months back, when I'm trying to sleep, my chest feels very heavy. So I then cut down, and it's gone now. So my body very much fluctuates, right? I can lose weight quickly, but at the same time, I gain weight very quickly. Anyone else like that? Let me know in the comments.
I'm in so much pain. My chest is tight.
Yes?
I can't hardly
Whoa!
breathe. Day-to-day activities are becoming more and more work.
I'm gonna say one thing right now. Why are we filming in the shower? I would love to know if the people, on this show, do they get paid for being on the show? And simultaneously, do they get paid more for being filmed in the shower? Because if this is a case of producers just in a zoo, oh, we're coming in by force and I'm going to look at you. That's a very big problem. I mean, if you're getting paid a lot of money, I still wouldn't let someone watch me shower. Unless it's millions. If you want to see my big booty in the shower, you pay me millions. So if it's not millions, then it's very concerning. And let's have some respect for some privacy, please. Because man has the whole cock out and everything.
Aggravated with myself because I think, how could you let it get this far? Even taking a shower
I said that?
is too difficult. I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to wash everything.
Bro, like, do you see my point? Like, we're watching this person with like a brush go in between the folds and stuff. I really hope they've paid you a lot of money for this, because this is crazy to me, in my opinion. At least that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Usually when I watch this show, from the clips I've seen online and stuff, we very much love to watch these people in the shower. I don't know if the producers have a very disturbing kink, but they need to get a grip of themselves.
Police! Police! Help!
I can't... it's like, you know, I want to...
I'm 23 years old, and I can hardly take care of myself anymore.
That's concerning. Because whilst I say I was bigger, I would never necessarily, you know, classify myself as obese. And that's not me, you know, being delusional or anything. Like, legitimately, I don't think I was ever obese, right? Because it got to a point where I remember very vividly, right? Back in sixth form, which is like college, kind of. I think it was sixth form. I can't really remember, but there was a prom going on for something, right? Maybe it was year 11, if you're from the UK. In the US and stuff, what would that be? High school? You know, the end of school before you go to like college and stuff. Either it was year 11 or sixth form. I think it was year 11. There was a prom. And obviously, I made the very stupid decision to not book like a limo or anything with anyone, like chip in to go with friends and stuff. To be honest, at the same time, I didn't even want to go. So it actually saved me. But stupidly, I bought a bloody suit for some reason. I very much struggled to find a suit that, one, would fit properly and look nice at the same time, but two, find a suit that would hide my weight, if that makes sense. Because obviously school uniform is trousers and a blazer and a shirt, right? Especially a white shirt, where, you know, when they say black colors are slimming, white shirts very much, here you go, right? You want my man boobs in your face, you can have my man boobs in your face. So it was very difficult to find something that fit, looked good, and somewhat made me slimmer. In the end, you know, I just got a suit, any suit really. But then obviously I didn't end up going to the prom because the limo driver didn't allow me, because I wasn't part of like the booking, so I was not insured and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I then went and I got a kebab, right? Doner meat and chips. And it's night time at this point when I'm eating this. And I went bed. I was in pain. I don't know how old I am at this point. Is that 16, 15, 16, something like that? And I'm in pain in bed. And I'm thinking, bro, how am I in pain at this age? Like, and I just thought to myself, I gotta lose weight. And, well, I kind of did, I guess, because I'm not as big as I once was. So I understand whenever Chay or Shay, I think it's Shay, whenever Shay says they are in pain, I understand it. The hating life part, I very much understand that as well. Especially if you know, if you don't know, but if you do know, then you do know. But if you don't know, I was homeless for a lot of years growing up. And I would like to say that contributed to me binge eating and stuff like that. But I mean, realistically, I will never know. I just know that I felt good when I was eating. And when I was not eating, I didn't feel good because I was thinking about everything else. But when I was eating, I was thinking about the food and how good it was, if that makes sense. So I very much empathize. I hated my life as well. And I'm not ashamed to admit that even nowadays, I'm very much insecure if you have watched me for a while. And there are times where I hate my life, but then I like snap back into things and remember that I'm actually blessed to not only still be here, but to even be in this position thanks to everyone's support. So thank you guys as well. And despite, we're not the greatest or the biggest channel out there, but I'm very much in a great position. So yeah, but sometimes my insecurity kicks the shit out of me. So I empathize so far everything with Chay.
I live with my grandparents.
Sorry, is that
My
Jody?
grandmother.
Is that Jody?
She depends on me. And I need to be there for her.
Okay.
Do you feel like breakfast?
Yeah, I'm getting kind of.
I'm sorry, but that looks so much like Jody. I'm sorry, Verda, for the absolute catastrophically disturbing example that I've bestowed upon you, but you look like Jody. That's something even the cat is looking at me. Don't say that. Don't say meow. Don't say that. I apologize, but she just looks like her, man. I will say one thing about Chay so far. Usually from the clips I've seen of this show, very much, obviously the person who is 600 pounds, they are very mean people, right? Very angry. I understand why you're angry. But on the flip side, Chay here seems a lot more down to earth and very much so has a purpose to live in terms of taking care of their grandmother. So I do hope Chay is able to combat everything that's going on right now. Again, this is just a clip, so it's not the full episode because every time I've done a full episode, it's just not been allowed. No matter how much I cut things down. If anyone remembers that post I put up a while ago, 5 edits, bro. 5 edits. The edit complete recording went from 1 hour and 30 minutes to 1 hour 50 down, and I ended up with a 34-minute video and it was still blocked. So forgive me if you do want to see more of these, just YouTube does not allow it. So hopefully this goes up. But anyway, Chay, kudos that you're taking care of your grandmother. Hopefully you are able to for longer.
He takes care of me, but it's just a hard.
That is Jody, bro.
struggle.
Bro, what's...
I don't know why I woke up so hungry today.
Oh, Chay, come on now. I don't know what you've just poured into whatever that is, but I think that's enough oil to have the American government come knocking on your door, Chay. What I don't understand about these people, and I know it's an addiction, and you can't just click your fingers and an addiction goes away. Otherwise, there'd be no addictions. But you... See, he mentioned himself that where do you draw the line, right? And I said it as well earlier. At what point do we stop? Surely when you're in pain, when you're having to sit down to wash dishes, surely you then don't go and pour bloody, what is that, half a pint of oil into, I don't know what that is. It's definitely not an air fryer because you might as well get rid of the air at that point. It's just interesting to see. You could argue grandmother is a bit of an enabler in this situation. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Someone right now is typing, shut the hell up and play this video. But I just wanted to make that point. And also, welcome to the channel. I talk a lot.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
Food has always been there.
What am I looking at here? Twizzlers, bacon.
She eats.
Shay eats. Well, grandmother did not need to tell me that Shay eats, okay? I can very much see that Shay eats and eats very badly. I need everyone to understand, not only, I don't eat bacon, but not only is bacon, I think, a predominantly very fatty piece of meat, but damn it, we've fried it in oil. Oil to the extremes of you go to war for that amount of oil. And yes, I've made the same joke basically twice. Whatever. And what is that? Tater tots? Very elongated tater tots. So forget I said that. It's just not, it doesn't scream of I'm trying to work on my health. Do you know what I mean? And obviously that's why they're on this show. But again, when you're in pain and your chest is tight, where are we drawing the line, right? As I rewind and the bacon gets taken away, put back into the whatever this thing is, and it should have stayed there, all right? Should have just stayed there.
Food is my comfort blanket.
I very much
When I
know.
eat food, I don't have to think about if I'm hurting or if
Oh
I'm stressed
my,
out.
yes.
I just think about the food.
For anyone who doubts when I say that I was bigger, Shay has literally said what I've just said. You can't really see, but I've kind of got chills. That's insane. I told you. I very much not emphasize, but I emphasize the fact that I was bigger. I know what I'm talking about here. Man, that I don't know why that's like hit a nerve with me. I know this, doctor.
So you're over 600 pounds. What do you snack on?
Potato chips. I love potatoes.
Potato chips. Okay.
Potatoes any kind of way.
To be honest, not to sound like an enabler here, but potatoes might be the greatest things on earth. Mashed, roasted, curled up, waffleized. Waffleized might be the greatest creation known to man, by the way. If you're not a fan of waffle fries, you're waffling. By the way, this is another tangent. I remember the first time I ever had waffle fries was back when, I can't remember which Spider-Man it was, but one of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. And Burger King were doing like a kid's meal, and they had like waffle fries, but they called it web fries, which kind of sounds dirty because webs come out of Spider-Man and you dirty, dirty bastards. But anyway, web fries. And they were incredible. The mixer of savory. Let's chill out there before I go on a mad one. But snacking wise, snack on some popcorn, right? Maybe some small portion of popcorn, by the way. I'm not telling you to start drowning it in butter, because your veins will then drown in butter and your heart will say, get a grip. Don't snack on potato chips or fries, what chips in general. Don't do it. And I should take that advice as well, to be honest.
It meant saving my life, and I'd be willing to give up potato chips.
Okay, thank goodness. Yes, true.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Who has the answer?
Like, things don't work and you get discouraged. It's like you just kind of give up.
I will say there, obviously this is coming from someone who just sits in a chair, talking to a camera and pretending people are there. However, if you don't see results in whatever that you're doing, it doesn't have to be weight loss, even though this is weight loss related video, but it doesn't have to be weight loss. Keep going, right? I saw a quote somewhere that said like, overnight success is the result of 10 plus years work. I like to think that's a good quote. We like to see someone come out of the blue and think it's overnight success when they've been working crazy amounts behind the screens, behind the scenes. But, in terms of more, us vibes, people who are not in public eye and stuff like that, which you could argue kind of I am, but very much so I disagree. So don't put me on a pedestal, please. I'm no different to anyone else. But keep doing whatever you're doing if you don't see results at the moment, right? Because your results can blossom in an instant, right? If you have goals, I recommend not putting a time on those goals, because then it becomes a case of clock watching. You're not looking at your goal anymore. You're looking at the time. I know you haven't grown that much, actually. Shut up. But I remember when I had 1,000 subscribers, and it was mainly from shorts, because I was doing a lot of shorts in the beginning of this channel. I was putting like, by the end of this month, I want to get 2K. Not the video game, but sponsor me. 2K, the whole company. And I remember hitting 2K, and I was on 2.3, for example, and I was saying, at the end of this month, I want to get 3K. You should not do that. Very much so, do not do that, because then you get into the habit of clock watching, and you lose the purpose of your goal. Why do you want this? Do you just want it because of the stats? So I can say, I did this by this length of time so that it looks good when you tell people. Does that make sense? So as much as it can feel like you're defeated by not seeing instant results, keep trucking away.
You're using food to cope with life. And
Yes.
that is a core issue
That was
you
me.
need to address.
That was
I
me.
want to see you soon. Surgery
That's it.
will only help in short term if Chay doesn't learn how to control his dependency on the food.
That is true. That is true. I know this is a clip, but I love the fact that the doctor was, in this video, he's in there for like 30 seconds saying, lose weight or I'm not giving you no surgery and stop eating fries. And then he's gone. Imagine that kind of, what would you call service? What would you call it? Imagine that kind of care in real life. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but I've visited doctors in the past who don't even look at you, look at the computer, type away. They give you some sort of antibiotic and you're gone. I'm not sure what you studied, right? Not sure what you studied, and I'm not sure why you studied it, because it's clear here that you don't care for people. I think very much so, at least in the UK, there are a lot of medical professionals who lack the human side that you need to be a medical professional. Where's the humanity, bro? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. Don't just give me pills and tell me to F off. So shout out all the medical professionals who actually, are not robots. I just thought that was funny. Or maybe it's not.
See him next time. He will have lost weight. If not, Chay will not get weight loss surgery.
Well, I hope so too. What? Shay's grandmother unexpectedly passed away.
Worst month of my life.
I can imagine so. Who was that woman with him, by the way, in the hospital or the doctor's office there? Was that his mother? If it's his mother, I'm a bit confused on why Chay is the one to have to take care of the grandmother and not the mother who's the daughter of the grandmother. But rest in peace to Shay's grandmother. Someone who knows this story, let me know who was that woman sitting with Chay.
Grandma was a big part of my world.
Yes. Mine too. Well, but
Now
Chay
she's gone.
is just
I
me.
still wanted her to see me grow graduate college and achieve so many things.
This is one thing I don't like about these shows, by the way. And I don't mean to bring the catfish show that we watch into this, but it's that's becoming very dramatized recently. It's very much becoming a case of, we're not focusing on helping the victims, which they do, but it's more, what crazy story can we get into YouTube? Can we showcase and just, we're gonna show this couple married 50 plus years. Nancy, I'll put it up there if you want to watch it. Just argue about sex in the car for YouTube, right? So here, when Chay is smelling the clothes to remind himself of the grandmother, let's get a grip of ourselves and not freaking film this. How about that? But okay, yeah, producers for you.
Food is the only thing bringing me any sort of comfort right now.
Again, I get it.
So I'm not about to give that up.
Come on, man. Like, I don't know what you've pulled out here, by the way. It looks, I'm assuming it's some kind of takeaway food. But your grandmother wouldn't have wanted this, right? Now, I'm giving examples from my life just because I see a lot of, I've bit my tongue, but I'm in pain right now. But I see a lot of myself in Chay, in the life that we've lived. When my grandmother passed away, she didn't get to see me graduate and stuff like that because she was in Cyprus and she can't really travel, and she was in and out of hospital a lot. So just generally, she wasn't that well. But at the same, she did get to see me, but not at the same time because she couldn't come over for, the ceremony and stuff like that. And it was during COVID times, so my mom was the only person who could come anyway. And my point here is, every time I've felt bad in life, in the sense that, I just want it to stop, right? If you know what I'm saying. I know that there's people who have propped me up to even be here growing up when I was younger. My mum, for example, having to, look after me and my brother whilst being homeless and working, right? It would be a shame on her that I've let her down somewhat, right? So Chay continuing, I understand it, especially if the food is used as, an emotional or a counter to the emotions. But I don't think your grandmother would have wanted you to do this. So, yeah.
No one believes
What is that, man?
like my grandma did.
Is that rice?
She
See?
carried me
See there? No one believed in me as much as my grandmother. I don't know if it's harsh, but you got to think about your grandmother in this situation. I know you're eating, obviously you're thinking about your grandmother, so you're eating to control those thoughts and feelings. But the faith that she showed in you, you got to repay her back, man. Do you know what I mean?
I don't really care about losing weight. I just want the pain to stop.
But again, I do understand that, but what's going on here?
It's been really hard to stick to eating healthy, but I've been learning to say no. Not all the time, but hopefully enough to lose weight.
Well, when you say not all the time, that doesn't really fill me with confidence, right? We don't know what's going on off camera. But you should work on saying no all the time. And again, who is this woman? Is this the mother? No,
I'm so thankful
these
that
are
my
different
aunt and
people.
uncle have been supporting me so much to do this.
Okay, aunt and
It's
uncle.
meant a lot to me to have them there.
Trying to help him stay strong.
So
It's very important
have a
for
cake.
me to see him succeed.
What's going on here?
Thank you.
I just want to make everyone proud.
Again, that's what I was saying earlier. You need to make your grandmother proud. So work on things. What I will say, and I don't know if this is just me, but this is a bit disrespectful to Chay. Yeah, let's just munch cake in front of him. Let's just shove our faces with sugar and caramelized pieces of sponge. Get a grip. I know they've been supportive of him, as he's said, but come on now, right? Perhaps not exactly the same thing, but you could argue it's the same thing. You don't start drinking in front of a... I don't drink, but you don't start drinking in front of a person who is recovering from alcohol abuse or is working on, you know, lessening their alcohol intake. You don't start... do you know what I mean? I find that really weird. And once again, I harpen to the producers. Have they... did they tell them, yeah, order a cake, please, and eat it in front of him?
Did good. He ended up just ordering.
Why are you eating the cake like that, by the way? I've never seen someone just so, you know, delicate. Eat the cake properly.
And I find out if I'm going to get the surgery or if I'm just hopeless.
We're gonna start with a simple warm-up.
You're never hopeless.
So we'll go ahead and
It might feel like that at times, but it only feels like that at that time, if that makes sense. There's very much hope. You just gotta keep looking for it. I hate the treadmill, by the way. But for the sake of health, I go on it.
Man, that's a big difference.
Good job. There you go. Man, good work.
Thank you.
That's it for the
Nice. I like that.
That's crazy.
I can't believe how much I've lost.
So is that a good thing?
I'm so proud of
I mean, it
myself.
is a good thing, but...
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Was it the aunt that was sitting with him in the beginning? Because this woman looks completely different. So I'm a bit confused on what's going on here, to be honest. And those are, you know... Imagine... You see those little, ornaments, statue things? Imagine you go to someone's house and they just randomly have that on the table, by the way. You would ask questions. Like, what's wrong with you? Are you some kind of kinky stomach person? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, boy.
Ready for surgery.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm going to go ahead and schedule it.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Never say that again.
These issues aren't going to go away overnight.
Of course. Okay, subscribe for more clips. Subscribe to this channel for videos. Watch full episodes on Discovery Plus. No. How about, well, actually, I mean, yeah. I mean, Discovery Plus. Sponsor me! In all seriousness, I hope Chay is doing well now. If anyone wants to let me know in the comments if you know of his story, how is he doing now? I will say a very, very much like kudos to Chay, because I can't imagine obviously taking care of, I assume, both grandparents whilst being in a position where you hate life, for example. So I very much give him kudos for that, and massive respect for not being so, like, regardless of his mental state, not being harsh on the world around him. From the clips, as I've said earlier, that I've seen online, a lot of these people just seem very angry, which I understand. But at the same time, I've seen clips where they take out their anger on their children for it. It's just, you're angry at yourself, no one else, so don't take it out on other people. And a massive kudos to his family as well. I'm not sure where his parents are, but the fact that he does have such a supportive, from what it seems, support system, because supportive support system would make sense. It's very good to see. So hopefully he's doing all right. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it bloody gets out. How about that? Let me know if you enjoyed. I know a lot of people have requested this several times. But as I've mentioned, they are very much pain in the ass to get out. Not constipation. You should like, subscribe, and comment, and turn on the bells just for that joke, by the way. I think that's incredible. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you want to watch more of me, somewhere up there will be a random video. Or maybe I'll put like a scam video that I think you should watch if you're new here. Or, yeah, and something similar will be here. A Nina episode, dating and... Bye.